Can love, hate, or jealousy be wrapped up together in one place? I don't know. Let's listen to this story and you'll share your thoughts in the comment section. So we've got Robin and Lucia. Robin, he loves love. I can blame him for that. But man, the kind of heart, the kind of innocency that man possesses, he will never hurt even a flea. So they happen to be together in some gathering of some sort. There's just a lot of people there, and Robin is sitting on one side of the setting, and Lucia is sitting on the other. So the background information is they kind of do know each other. So Robin has been kind of doing his flirting there and there. Robin has been kind of being fun, you see, to stick around. You see, so Lucy just felt a bit comfortable around Robin. So Lucia as well happens to be this beautiful and very complicated as girls can be. So the moral of this story is when ladies take it too far than it's supposed to go, is when it gets so dangerously complicated, is when they are given all the protection only to leave the most vulnerable ones outside. So let's dig into the story and I'll hear your perspective. See, Robin is just sitting there, man, just kind of focused to this event, very relaxed event. You can always walk up to somebody, then out of the blue, from absolutely nowhere, Lucia shows up. You know, man, the kind of admiration Robin has. He's this comical, yeah, very comical, but for those who cherish that kind of heart, man, he's the best thing to them. So Lucia just drops in from absolutely nowhere. Oh, Robin gets surprised. Oh, Lucia is here. Lucia draws closer to his face, man, inches closer to his face. She begins speaking. We all know Robin, guys. The woman is inches closer to his face. I repeat, we all know Robin, man. He's not even listening at this point. Robin is taken, overwhelmed by the beauty of this woman. You see, looking around her neck, the hair that flows, you see, like waters in a waterfall. Robin, man, dreaming right in front. You see, Robin has this element of dreaming too that I should have shared from the beginning. So Robin looking at the object he has most desired in his whole life right in front of him. The woman just keeps on speaking, and the irony is what she might have came to speak about, which is another contradiction about ladies, is not that serious and important. Hence, that justifies the reason for Robin to just focus to what he's focusing to just reasonably get carried away. So the woman speaks everything, just speaks everything. He just leans forward and kisses her. Oh, the drama begins. She jumps to that place. She makes the scene. You kissed me. How dare you? People looking around. Robin confused, like, it was not something serious. I'm sorry. You see, he's admitting he's trying to cool down the fire. He's trying to apologize. He's doing his very best to show how harmless, how sorry, how mistakable he is. Perhaps she's justified. Perhaps she doesn't deem Robin as someone who can kiss her, but now he's in trouble. So that dies down, but not on Lucia's side. So Lucia definitely has weaknesses. Robin, in his assumption, I deserved the critic, I deserved the shame He goes on home thinking that's all there is to fear. But to his surprise, Lucia is on the business. So there happened to be this other story that again is not supposed to be that much of a fire to really cause problems for Robin. Once they were chilling in a park, Lucia and Robin, her friends and his friends were kind of chilling together in the park, like man, they were relaxed. Robin kind of threw a pen, it hit the exercise book and jumped to scrap Lucia on her arm, and a little cut she sustained on that day. Ah, he jumped to him. I don't know what I was doing. I'm really sorry. They just kind of treated real quick. Apologies accepted. They go on like that. So all of that brought together with the cementing value of the witnesses that has always kind of been there, enough for Lucia to come up with solid evidence that there there are great problems with this guy named Robin. Like, folks, help me. So, unbelievably, she files a case. So Robin is chilling on this other side of the story, and Lucia is busy on that other federal part of the world. So Robin happens to be called from out of the blue. You needed, buddy. Where? The police station. What's going on? You happen to be reckless, man, in a couple number of ways, and you hurt people's feelings. You kinda even hurt their bodies. So, can you consider yourself an abuser? An abuser? Are you kidding me? What's going on? What are you speaking about? Do you know a woman who goes by the name Lucia? I know Lucia. Do you remember yourself hurting her, disgracing her, assaulting her in public, physically and sexually? I'm sorry, sexually? Okay, you know what? Meet me on this day at this time in the police station. So this is how serious it gets, man. So prepare yourself, prepare everything. He can't believe it. He believes, can I say in luck? Or maybe in God. He believes in truth. He believes in himself. I know nothing I wrong I've done. So I'm just gonna remain cool. Should I like take this personal? Should I like take this to heart? Should I allow this fear to wreck me? Like, I love to be free. You see, I've got a lot going on in my life. I'm a creative person. I always pour from my heart, and I always do the same for people. Like, whoever I might have interacted with, it was nothing but love. And at this point, I don't want to live like this. Yes, I can't get this out of my mind, but I decide, like, he's always been optimistic and highly motivated. I decide, he says to himself, to just believe that it's not something serious. I believe it's something that can be sorted out by truth and honesty. I'm just gonna speak out my heart, basically. He says so to himself, not knowing what he's up against, of course. And he chills. He doesn't look for anybody's support. He just kind of tells it to his best friend. I've got this problem. At that point, he's distant from family because he is in another country learning, and he happens to be financially unstable, hence he can never afford an attorney. So he just goes straight there, man, on that day, ask his friend to accompany him. When he arrives in the police station, he realizes that No, it's serious. He looks down the corridor. He sees her waiting with a bunch of policemen. You see many papers being written and signed. It's hectic and scary. Her face very sad. And then he starts to understand that could it be that small drama I caused in that place whereby oh my word. You see, when you begin to feel guilty for something you always know was nothing, mainly because it has been kind of made serious as to how you don't know yourself, you become engulfed by grief and guilty as if it had always been something you're hiding, yet you've always believed that it's nothing. Hence, at the face of accusers, you can be proved guilty, not even by evidence, but by the look at your face that begins to morph as terror and confusion collides. Like, it's not that I've been hiding something. Like, it's not like when you're asking me about this thing, I was hiding anything. It's just that I believe it's nothing. And now I'm scared, reasonably so, because the whole world is up against me. So he draws closer to hear what's going on. They just give him the files, man. Just read it for yourself. And the lady just goes. You'll see me that side. See me in the field. Like, man, I can't even get a second to speak with you. Like, man, give away all those really romantic, sentimental interactions and tensions, man, that broke smiles in your face, that made me convinced you're loving it. Made me convinced we're not something, but you love my company. Like, I'm confused at this point. I'm confused at this point that how did the person I deemed as my crush moved from being a crush to being such a cruel opponent to me, and all at the same time to be the greatest hater of myself? How do I live with that? How do I just make sense of that transition real quick and understand that, okay, now just forget about everything, Laura, and all the letters you wrote about her, just forget about it all. Now we're in action. He stands there, still confused, not even knowing where to go right now. So he takes the paper, goes back to the hall and speaks with his friend about the situation. So his friend kind of reads the seriousness of the story. Man, we need some assistance. Man, things can get messy if we don't act. But he becomes this angry that, protect what, my friend? Why should I protect anything? Why should I defend myself? What should I defend? Where do I even start? You see, feelings aside, my friend, I know how you're feeling, but yeah, this is what is being cooked now against you. You need to respond to it. Man, I just can't believe how this world can be. Why do the world punishes innocent people? No, you're not innocent, Robin, at this point. That is what you need to put into your mind. And we try to fight against this. Gonna win, man. Come on. So he wears that optimism. Thanks for his friend, man, who's always been by his side. You see, there are people who knows the truth than you, who knows when it's unfair, but who kind of then runs for the rescue, kind of runs into the fight. They know, man, your heart, man, they will stand, man. When the world turns against you, they will stand right there by your side. And man, and when you take the shame, they take the shame too. And when the world makes that final declaration that you are a murderer, you are a rapist, they are right there beside yourself. And men, their reputation is tarnished too. Like when they step out to the streets, the opportunities messed up. For what? For friendship, for love, for honesty, for loyalty. So she comes around. Man, Robin is so confusing. Still has that look. Still has that look towards her. So he quickly runs to her. Man, he doesn't even know the laws to observe at this point. That you don't just speak to this person and out. This is forbidden territory. You just don't just throw yourself into her like that. But Robin man believes that we can always speak this out. Robin believes that he deserves some kind of explanation. You see, some heads up to what's going on right here. So he runs to her, stops her. Hey, how are you doing? You see, what's going on here? Can you just explain it quick? And obviously, she has to show her true colors now. She has to show what's really going on, because she knows as much as he knows that he wasn't trying to hurt anyone. Robin, you really hurt me. You see, that's just all she can say, just to hide the truth at this point. And Robin holds her hand. You see, love is powerful even in the midst of chaos. He holds her hand and says, I know we're not done anything, but before I go wherever this is taking me, I like to speak. I like to let you know who I am. If you really thought I aimed at hurting you, please know that never in my world will I do that. I just want you to know that I'm always this comic. I'm always displaying. You see, that was my bad, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. You see, I'm sorry that you took on a share of some shame to what happened, but I'm not that bad person to deserve prison. I don't know if you can still turn this around and I can play far from you, and I can give you my word for that. She just looks at him and replies, well then, Robin, I'm hurt. Well then, Robin, I take things seriously. She begins making a scene, and Robin kinda buys her story that maybe she might have really been hurt. Besides the fact that now she's really not responding fairly to the situation, but Robin is always this empathical. So he kind of draws closer. Again, what's going on with this guy? Holds her hand. Love crumbles all the pillars that I might have been built against this guy. She kind of melts down. They kind of have this very beautiful hug whereby the hearts kind of touch. But of course, reality is right there waiting for them to finish whatever it is they are doing. And when they get back from that Kuvuki land, the woman quickly runs to her side, quickly gets back to her own part of the story, to her own part of the normality, the very normality that if they could side together, they could just destroy, they could just quiet, because they are somehow understanding that we can always forgive each other. This can always be nothing. But Robin gets confused. He stands there, seeing her carry on with everything as if what they've just spoken makes no sense. He feels betrayed, confused. What do I do? I'm not an eye for an eye guy. I don't retaliate. I don't defend myself. I can't defend myself. She goes on, man, to he goes on to the very thing that is gonna hurt him. Ah, man. He's back against the wall. His friend by his side. They stand confused. But luckily, there are footages taken in those places, in low houses. The cameras all around. So there happens to be the best attorney in the city, just a random guy who is just standing right beside them, came for some paperwork, nothing much, just bored. He happened to lend a ear to what was going on. He saw the pain, he saw the hurt, the grief in his eyes. He saw the unfairness going on right there. And man, his heart couldn't help but to intervene. So he drew closer to this guy, to Robin, asked him, Ish, I'm sorry to interfere into your business, but I'm deeply touched by what's going on here, man. I'm kind of used to quite a number of such similar cases. So I'm an attorney, by the way. So what's going on? Can you just tell me the whole story? So he tells him the whole story. He asks, when God steps in, man, he asks to represent Robin. He says, he gives him his credentials, promises him that we're just gonna get through this quite easy than you thought. And Robin is like, wait, man, I'm sorry, but I kind of don't know what to pay you with, man. You might work so beautifully and finally don't get paid. He says to him, that's the least thing you want to worry about right now. So ace up yourself. So he makes the collections as best as he could. So they depart, and the guy gives his best work to his, as if dollars and dollars are at stake, yet compassion is at work. And this attorney, as best as he is at work, he happens to even have that part of the video whereby Robin and Lucia were making it up in the hallways, speaking about how this was a mistake, and it showed that even Lucia understood, accepted his apology. The hug just wraps it up. It just shows that there is really no serious issue here, and the details well explained in that video, that there was nobody really trying to hurt anybody. But of course, Lucia will have to bring something that is heavier than just the truth to really shackle down this guy. So when the day of judgment comes, Robin standing there, you see, man, still confused. How can I just believe, man, in a random guy who I don't even know anything about? I don't even have the proof that he is what he says he is. But I just believe in God, because maybe it's even God who brought him from the first place. So my prayers are enough, honestly. Are just all I have. So he stood right there, waiting for his fate to be decided by whosoever things owns him, because at this point it's clearly not up to him what goes on. So the attorney of Lucia starts, lies poured on the table. Robin can't help it but to just look at Lucia and be like, can you really do that to me? See, man, he feels destroyed. He feels confused, man. Like, are we even serious? Am I dreaming or what? Are we even really here? Man, are you really not reversing things? You see, when you have nothing but to hope in the impossible, you hope that no, she's still gonna like come back to truth. She's still gonna like turn this all down, man. She can always do it. Like it's nothing. Man, he just can't wait but to stand right there and feel, man, their thorns crushing his heart. And the greatest moment of all time finally arrives. The strongest Artana man steps up with all confidence. You see, steps up. One steps up with all odds against him. You see, Robin just looking at him there, man, you gotta save my life. And when all heads rise up to look at him, he knows what he's here for. He raises his witnesses, they speak truth, and he just has no time to be speaking anymore other than to bring evidence. Truth makes its toll in this hall. The judge releases Robin, and it becomes over like that. Like, man, oh, you big time. How in the world can I pay you? My academic life, you see, my very peaceful life was wrecked at this point. There was no life, man. I was gone. The attorney looks at him, says, man, you didn't ask this. You didn't ask me for this. I asked you for this. This was my opportunity to do good. So you go in peace, man, and do the same to others. He looks at him. Robin looks at him, believing that if angels were human, this is nothing less of an angel. The guy hugs him, gives him his number, tells him, I'm your guy from now on out, my man. God just pushed me to act. I couldn't be silent. I wasn't gonna sleep with this. So I had to do it the way I did it. I'm just glad that we won to prove that really the Holy Spirit does moves people. So thank you for your time, man. I've got work to do. Yes, sir, you definitely have. It was really nice meeting you. She comes back to him. He asks her, what were you aiming to gain by all of this? She just stands right there, having no words to say. He tells her, like I told you from the beginning, I don't have intentions to hurt anyone, and I'm not an eye for an eye guy. This situation, I don't know how it went this way. Maybe it was a mistake even on your side, just like it was a mistake on my side. What even brought us here from the first place? I would like, before you even apologize, if you're gonna apologize, to forgive you and leave you in peace. Thank you. He takes his friend, he goes.